All right, how's it going, y'all boys? Here is how I caught a little over 5K today, taking two long setups. We're going to be doing a trade recap for the month and day of April 22nd. So let's break it down immediately. For the first thing that I noticed was on the higher time frame, we didn't really do anything too major. We took out not really any crazy draws. What we did take out was this 9 a.m. lows that got manipulated, and that's what I was kind of watching, and I wanted to see price come up and run up to previous day highs. So breaking that down, on the smaller time frame, we had three separate, not three separate, but two separate setups that we ended up capitalizing on. The first setup was longs, and I entered off this 940 candle. I think my entry was around 941 actually, around this wick. I could have waited for candle closure. I would have had a way better, entry for drawdown. Obviously, wouldn't have had any drawdown. But I took the first longs off of the S&T manipulation. Once we got that manipulation, we formed a 3-minute order block, right? So as you guys see here, from this manipulation candle 933 to this candle close, this is the order block. Order block get held, didn't disrespect. Once we seen that, and once I seen that align, I was like, all right, cool. Longs are prominent. Once I waited for that 3 minutes to get tapped into, we saw displacement. I took my entry off this 941. All right, I could have waited for a rebalance. We got this little internal manip, but then we had the longs. So once I identified that, I took my entry for long. Stop loss was protected below the 3-minute order block for 21 points, and I was only targeting this 930 open. Right now, the most optimal TP, which a lot of my students TP'd at, which was 30 points, was that 7-9, right? That from that swing high to swing low, that was 7-9. That was most optimal TP. So with the forms of manipulation, S&T, turtle soup, and then obviously the 3-minute order block, and this 1 minute looking like it's gonna get inversed, that was optimal for a inverse or a reversal sequence to these internal highs, potentially even targeting this draws. I never targeted that much. I just targeted a little bit right here, and I got edged by 0.25 points, which is fine. I ended up getting break even on this first trade. Second trade, I ended up capitalizing on it. This was the same kind of setup, but just on the smaller time frame and a little bit more optimal. We had SMT manipulation right here from 933. We swept that low, right? This long tail wick confirms a lot of buyers. Once we had that, once we had this candle right here at 952, we saw a displacement. This is an order block. So we had sell side liquidity swept or internal liquidity swept, also known as turtle sloop, and then SMT. So we had two forms of manipulation, order block. I chart out my order blocks usually from two candle formations and always, but from this candle open to next candle close right here, and I drag it out. Notice how when this order block came back, I limited at 0.5 right here. When it came back again, after making a nice move from the order block and coming back, we tapped right at 0.5. And this is how I get super like no drawdown, really good respected level trades, is off the consequent encroachment of the order blocks. Once that order block at 0.5 got tapped, we absolutely just displaced. We wicked it. We ate all the orders up at the order block and then continued going higher, and then running up to full TP for these internal highs for 44 points. So one break-even trade, one long trade. This long setup was optimal. We had a PD rate inverse as well from this big 1 minute. This 1 minute ended up, just pretty much clearing through. But we did rebalance to go a little lower, and then we got the full move to go higher. So all in all, W setup ended up fully smacking the day up nicely. And as you guys can see, the draws were correct. 9 a.m. got swept. We didn't really take out London. We didn't take out any Asia. Asia got swept during 1 a.m. But London got held. And then we saw the full move for longs past previous day highs. And then now we are still continuing to go a little bit higher. So all in all, wonderful day today. Ended up capitalizing. A lot of people in the Discord caught the trades with me, both trades. So I'm glad that you guys were able to capitalize on it. And that's going to be it for today's trade recap. If you guys want to join the Discord, it's going to be like in the bio. If you guys want to, stay tuned with the Discord, stay tuned with us and us banging every single morning. Join the live sessions at 9:30 a.m. EST, and I'm going to see y'all boys in the next video.